Welcome back to Health, Hygiene and Wellness. My name is Barasa Saenyi. I'm still hosting Dr. Jen. We are discussing about the prevention for non-communicable and communicable diseases. So we'll just go straight away. And in this second half, Dr. talk about communicable diseases a little bit before we go to the preventions.
Yes, thank you so much. Communicable diseases, as I said, non-communicable diseases cannot be transmitted from one person
to another.
It is now the opposite. Communicable diseases, these are transmissible diseases that you can get from one source to another source. We can contract them, maybe through various aspects. One, it can be through water, drinking of contaminated water, food, at the same time air, inhalation.
Yes.
The air will be inhaling the germs.
Yes.
So it can be through inhalation or ingestion in our bodies.
That's how they can be transmitted.
That is how they are transmitted.
Example of these diseases, the communicable diseases.
And sometimes, others we can get them through our practices. Like say STIs, sexually transmitted infections. Those ones are through the behavior, isn't it? And practices.
Are they?
But today, I don't want us to measure on STIs. I just want us to measure on these other
communicable diseases. All right.
Yes, how we can prevent them. And as I said first, health is a state of complete mental, physical, emotional. And now, maybe from afar, we can add their economical or socio-economic well-being of an individual.
Yes.
Yes, but with spiritual well-being.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that when we are healthy or if we have health, the diseases are not there. No, they are there. But what we are doing, we want to prevent them from infecting us. First, I want to start with the source of infections. Personal hygiene is very key in disease prevention. And that is very basic thing to be done.
Personal hygiene.
Personal hygiene. What do I mean by personal hygiene? It is just a general hygiene of an individual. And also, the common one is through the practice of hand washing. Remember during COVID?
Yes.
What were we saying? Make sure you wash your hand by use of what?
Soap and water.
Soap and water.
Yes.
And not just water. That water has to be clean
water.
Because when you use contaminated water, you will be contaminating yourself. So personal hygiene is very key. Ensure that your hands are clean. Ensure your body is clean. Ensure everything around you is clean. Second is the nutrition aspect. What you eat informs the outcome of what you are. If you eat a well-balanced diet, your health will speak for itself. Because of what? You will have reduced the risks of infectious diseases. So maneno na kwenda hospitali itakuwa minimal, iko chini.
Yes.
Because you have followed the diet, and that is the source of everything. Not unless the body has its own underlying
issues.
Problems.
Yes.
But that is number 2. Number 3, ensure ya kwamba our environment is very good and conducive. That is now hygiene and sanitation. How do we do it? Ensure ya kwamba the environment is cleaned by bush clearing. When we clear the bushes, we'll be eliminating the mosquitoes.
Yes.
And you remember malaria is one of the key killers, isn't it?
Yes, it's true.
Causes of mortality. If we eliminate bushes, that means we are eliminating malaria breeding sites. So we will not have them. And if we have them, we will have done what? Prevented malaria infection.
Yes.
Number 3, water. Make sure the water we use is free from contamination. Let us treat our water. Drink clean, wholesome water. That means water free from pathogens. If we take contaminated water, we'll be ingesting the infections, the germs, and we'll end up being sick. And number 4, the exercise. How do you do it? Exercise. Physical exercise. Because remember, health without physical, it is not health. So the physical part of it. The physical part of it depends on how you do it. Because sometimes, what do someone say? Ati mimi nimefanya exercise.
Yes.
Maybe it is 1 minute exercise. But the recommendation is at least in a week, ensure that you have 150 minutes of exercise. If you do that 7, by 7 days,
yes,
that is around 25 minutes for exercise. It will be very good for your health. Why? At sometimes we do, and as you do exercise, you sweat. Remember, I had already talked about this.
Yes.
Non-communicable.
Yes.
As you sweat, the toxic substances are being
eliminated from the body. Yes.
From the body. And then the body becomes flexible and active. All parts of the body are active. With activeness, increases the absorption and assimilation of food that
yes,
we take. And also, let us remember that exposure to environment, it is very key.
Yes.
When it comes to personal hygiene, what are we supposed to do? Ensure you wash your hands. We have said that. That is now the hygiene practices. Ensure proper hand washing. If you wash hands properly, you'll be eliminating germs. And what do we do when it comes to sneezing?
Use your elbow.
And our common practices? What do we do?
Our common practice, we normally sneeze using our palms.
Isn't it?
Yes.
And then you have done that, at the same time you come and greet me. What have you done? You have just contaminated my hands.
Yes.
And at the same time, I don't wash my hands. Maybe the fruits are there. The food is there. I will continue eating without knowing my hands have been
contaminated.
So we are saying ensure hand washing, thorough hand washing is done. Be it after or before the activity.
Yes.
Visiting toilets, wash your hands. Before preparing food, wash your hands. Before doing anything, ensure your hands are clean. And the surfaces, of course. Maintain the hygiene of the surfaces. We are doing. And if we do that, we will be aiming at achieving good health. And once we have good health, what will happen to our bodies? The bodies will be healthy, isn't it?
Yes.
At the same time, the community. What about the family?
They'll be safe.
They will be safe.
Yes.
Because you will spend a lot to eliminate what has already affected you. And if you can be able to prevent it, why should you spend? And sometimes you may spend until it claims your life. It causes mortality or fatality.
Where does the aspect of sleep come in?
Very good. That is a very good point. Sleep is also one aspect of mental. Let me take it this point. If you have adequate rest, that means you have given yourself the mental rest of which the mental capability will be able to function well. It has relaxed. The pressure has reduced so that it will catch up because you have reduced the pressure. At the same time, you have given time to your body so that it can function and rest well.
Yes.
Resting means the body is relaxing. And when the body relaxes, the body functionality will be well achieved. So sleep is also very important. Let us sleep at the right time and the time that is recommended so that we give our body time to relax, our mental pressure also to reduce.
Yes.
So that you can think freshly.
From your analysis, Daktari, since the exit of COVID-19, at these levels, what can we say are the levels of hygiene for the Kenyans? Have they reduced or they have maintained the same levels?
Thank you so much. There is something known as behavior change. Behavioral change has been a very, very key aspect in our lives. And sometimes, because of that, the common behavior we are used to, and we want to hold on what we are used to, without knowing what we are used to is causing harmful aspect in our life. During the COVID, it was now a legal way. We even went as far as using enforcement way.
Yes.
So that people can be able to do what? To maintain the hygiene aspects, the wash of hands, the use of masks, and the environment. And actually we achieved, because our achievements are measured by the number of morbidity.
Yes.
Number of people who are sick in the hospital. Because during that time, the maybe majority of people we could see could be from these other infections, but not necessarily contamination. That is, we could get people suffering from malaria. And that is now a different aspect from the hygiene aspect. Because of that, also, the diarrheal diseases reduced. Respiratory diseases reduced. Because of what? Good hygiene
practices. Yes.
But now we do forget so much. And sometimes we need much follow-up.
So
as individuals,
we are back to factory reset setting.
We are really back to factory setting. And we can only use you people, the media,
yes,
and other channels to ensure kwamba we bring these people back to where we had reached.
Yes.
Actually, the aspect of going back to factory setting, it is going to bring us a lot of harm, because infections will shoot. It's going to go up. And what does that mean? We have to work hard so that we can be able to eliminate or to control. And that means the government has to work hard to ensure that there is adequate enough drugs, so that in case there is treatment that can be done. At the same time, when it comes to infrastructure, because at a time people are so many, the sick are so many until the wards are full. And we are forced, maybe they are forced for some people to sleep down, which is so bad and very unhealthy to us. And now, because the government has stretched so much to that limit, we as individual, at individual level,
yes,
what are we doing so that we reduce all this pressure? We will reduce that pressure if we take in account preventive measures.
Yes.
Which we have already discussed. That is through hygiene aspect. That is through good nutrition.
Yes.
That is through a good environment. That is through proper
exercise.
Yes. And proper practices of food handling. We can have food, but when it is not prepared in a way that is good, what we will do, we will end up having infections. Like, for example, we were talking about the parasitic. And I remember one time we were here talking about neglected tropical diseases, of which one of them was soil-transmitted helminths. In bracket, it is minyo. And we have done a lot of deworming. Why do we do a lot of deworming? Because we want to eliminate the adult worms,
yes,
from our bodies, from our intestines. And this is something that we would have prevented if we were using or following the good practices of hygiene,
yes,
and sanitation standards. And that is the source of everything. So if we can maintain that, we'll be able to minimize the risks associated with infections.
We can talk about the government for a little bit. What are the plans that the government have in order to reduce this maybe non-communicable and communicable diseases?
I think there are several plans, and that is the policies are in place, the programs are in place, and what is there for us is just to do the implementation part of it. Because when we start with programs, we have so many programs on hygiene, on how to improve our personal hygiene,
yes,
which is very key. And every moment you have seen the government is out there to educate, to create advocacy. That is through maybe the media, through barazas, and for that we are using the health personnel to pass this information through government programs. At the same time, we have the CHVs. Nowadays, we are calling them health
volunteers, community health volunteers.
Promoters. We are removing the volunteering part
now,
of it.
now they are promoters.
We are promoting them.
Wow.
So that they can also promote the health.
Yes.
And we have programs for them. And some of those programs that government has initiated are the ones being used to ensure that this person at the community level is accessible, is able to access
Yes.
good health. And accessing good health, it means the health is available, is easily accessible or easily reached. We have the dispensaries down there. If there are things that cannot be prevented at the community level, let them be taken to the health facility, which is just close to them.
Yes.
And that is through the CHVs or health community health promoters. They will refer you. If they get you have an infection which cannot be managed at the community level, they will refer you to a health facility where it will be managed. We have so many programs. Water quality program is there. Let us have water which is free from contamination. And also, we cannot forget about the nutrition.
Yes.
Nutrition is very key. And government has come up with so many activities and programs on food security. And this comes as a result of intersectoral or multi-sectoral, because we have to incorporate different departments like agriculture, because we cannot talk about health if agriculture is not there.
Yes.
We cannot talk about nutrition if agriculture is not there. So we have to incorporate these other departments.
Yes.
So that we get what we need. For agriculture, they ensure that we have adequate food. And not just adequate food, food that is required. All the food nutrients must be available. And for us now, we are giving advocacy on how they should utilize this food. And that's why we are saying nutrition is very
important.
key.
Yes.
And nutrition informs your health. If your health is good, the government will not strain with buying drugs, with equipping the wards, because we say the wards are full, and expansion of the infrastructure. If we maintain this, the money that would have been used on this will go to development. We'll have good roads, isn't it?
Yes.
We'll have good schools. We'll have good education. And on the same time, let me just talk about the education aspect of it. When it comes to diseases, what happens? An infected school or a child, that means the level of education is reduced. Because these diseases will not allow this child to get access to adequate education. Why? Most of the time, this child is at home, maybe at the hospital, being attended to.
Yes.
And sometimes others goes as far as reducing the concentration, the mental aspect. Yeah, you get mental deterioration or mental illnesses, and by that you get this child, the concentration aspect will not be there. At the same time, the functionality, development, growth and development. That's why we are getting malnutrition. When a child who is malnourished will not be able to concentrate in the class.
Yes.
And the education of that child has already now been compromised by the disease. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Daktari. Maybe you can have your closing remarks as we wind up.
Okay, thank you. I'll go to my proverb, the one I used. Prevention is better than cure. And if prevention is better than cure,
yes,
we have guidelines, we have policies on prevention. And we have mentioned some of the activities or practices that we need to undertake for us to be healthy.
Yes.
And we have said health is a state of complete mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So ensure you go to the right church, you get the right information about our spiritual.
It is important that you've added that point. Yes.
Yes, that is very key. And we are saying for these healthy practices, for our mind's well-being, physical well-being, emotional well-being, let us have a balanced diet. A balanced diet will give us all the nutrients that the body requires. Number 2, let us do the exercise. Exercise will get the body to be relaxed, and functionality and metabolism will be able to take place. And number 3, we are saying let our environment be clean. And personal hygiene practices.
Yes.
That is key. In fact, that is number 1. If you get good nutrient and the hygiene, maybe your hands are full of germs,
Yes.
what are you doing? It will not cause any difference. Instead, you'll be wasting food. So hygiene aspect is very key. Both personal, environment, and also the surrounding is very important.
Wow.
And the last one, let us also have a secondary prevention, which is if you feel you are sick, go for screening, go for diagnosis, so that they can rule out what is this that is ailing you,
Yes.
so that you be given medication at the right time. Why do you have people or high mortality when it comes to cancer? Because the detection comes when the cancer has already grown.
Yes.
And it is late stages.
Yes.
And if it were detected maybe in stage 1, the chances of survival are very high. So it is important, let us get the aspect of screening. In case of anything, let us enhance screening so that they can be detected very early, so that we get treatment at the right time.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Jane. And thank you so much for watching Health, Hygiene and Wellness. On behalf of our production crew, my director, Dan Kumoy, as well as the producer, Jedida, I would like to thank you for watching Health, Hygiene and Wellness. My name is Barasa Saenyi, and till next time, on the same program, same time, see you.
Thank you, Barasa.